guys, so we're gonna go for a little ride today. I did register the Tuner Studio last night, so I had like the upgraded version. I don't have the highest upgraded version, I just have the Tuner Studio MS, not the Ultra. But I'm gonna test the auto tune today, so I'm gonna go cruise around. I'm gonna do some screen capture. I will start recording right now, and then I can show you what it all looks like on the screen capture. So when I registered this thing, this diagnostics high-speed loggers, and then tune analyze live tune for you pops up, so you can go into this tab, and this is what I'm going to play with today. So this is basically my VE table. It also has a warm-up enrichment table, and I'm just going to be doing the VE table. So I'm going to go over to these advanced settings here, and I'm just going to double check everything. So it has this authority limits thing. It's basically how much authority or how much of a change it's going to, you're going to let it make. So it shows maximum cell value change or maximum cell percentage change, and that's exactly what it says. So it could change the cell by 50 numbers, or it could change it by 50%. I'm just going to leave them there. I don't think it's going to be changing it all that much. I'm going to leave my coolant temp at 160, so that's kind of where I wanted to have a 160 degree thermostat, so that should be good. And all these settings are pretty much where I want them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it, and then I'll start driving, and I'm going to start the auto tune, and then once it comes up to temp, it will start tuning everything. So also, if I go in to look at my AFR table, this is what it's going to be referencing here. So I'm just going to try like a 14.0 air-fuel ratio. It seems like it runs okay at like 14.7, but I'm going to try it at a 14, and then I have 12.5 up to about 150 kPa, and then 12.0, which I probably won't even, I'm not going to get into that range. I'm just going to kind of do like cruising today and kind of get that a little bit more dialed in. But yeah, I just kind of want to play with this tuning, auto tuning, and then I want to do the warm-up enrichment later at another time. So let's get going. I'm going to start it. Put my steering wheel on. I got an alignment yesterday, so that's actually pretty cool. My steering wheel is going to be straight. Yeah, and the alignment was actually pretty good. It was just my passenger side or driver's side wheel up here. It was towed in a little bit too far, like 0.9% or something. So we're gonna get going. It's a little chilly outside today, but I'm gonna start this up, and then I'm gonna send Tuner Studio settings, because I made some changes before, so you can see the differences. It's showing me the differences between what I currently have and what's actually on the controller. So I did make some VE changes since the last time I drove it, and the target AFR table change. So I'm gonna send those, and then we can get going. So I got this section sped up a little bit. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. So you can see the blinking red correcting table, because it's actually running the auto tune right now, but it's not tuning anything, because in the bottom right you can see the minimum CLT in yellow. That means that I'm not up to my minimum coolant temperature yet. So it is recording data, but it's not actually making any corrections until I get above that 160 degree temp. So you can see at the bottom the cell change average and the max cell change. It's not actually documenting anything yet. So you can also see the bottom gauge on the left side is my air-fuel ratio, and it's kind of swinging very wildly from like 11 to 17 at times, just cruising. So once it gets up to the 160 degree temp, you'll see the records start counting at the bottom, and you can actually see on the VE table, the numbers will start automatically changing. So let's get to that. Alright, so it's at 154 right now. The coolant temp's at 154, 155. I'm gonna click back into the tuning section, and then we'll watch it start actually making changes. So you can see down at the bottom it says minimum coolant temperature. That should change, and then it should actually start making corrections. Starting to log. You can see as it's going through, it's actually starting to change all the cells. And it's shooting for that target air fuel ratio that I put in the computer. So now I'm just going to go drive it. killed it because I'm saving it. But you can see that a lot of these cells were changed, and some of them were pretty far off. Especially when I started to get into the throttle, it really leaned out for a while there, and you could see it swing lean, and then it like automatically corrected, and it brought it back to from like a 16, 17 down to like a 12.5, because it was adding in all of these cells here, and it was adding quite a bit. So if you look at the differences, I didn't hit these cells. This was at like 130. These are like 160 to 170. These numbers are kind of high, but I'm not really worried about that as long as their fuel ratio is right. But it was making some pretty decent size corrections, and I didn't even really have to mess with much. So pretty happy about that.